Politics is a very interesting game. Over the weekend, the Deputy President William Ruto attended a function in Kajiado. And as usual, the Deputy President was accompanied by several allies. And one of the key allies who accompanied him was the former governor for Nairobi, Mike Sonko. And when he was given a chance to speak, Mike Sonko spent his entire time attacking and abusing President Uhuru Kenyatta. And that was not the first time Mike Sonko was doing that. We all remember that immediately Mike Sonko was impeached as the governor for Nairobi, he declared that he was now going to shift to Team Tanga Tanga. And the first event he attended was in Msambweni on 31st of December. Again in Msambweni, Mike Sonko attacked the president, and not only the president, he also attacked the family of the president. And while that was happening, the Deputy President William Ruto, especially in Msambweni, was actually nodding and clapping while Mike Sonko was attacking the president. William Ruto ideally is supposed to be the principal assistant to the president, but that did not happen. And yesterday, one man, the Gatundu South Member of Parliament, Kuria, castigated Mike Sonko for attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta, and even warned the Deputy President William Ruto to be very careful with the kind of people he is inviting to his team. And today, during the address to the Kikuyu nation, President Uhuru Kenyatta also made it publicly, very clearly, that is the one who engineered the removal of the former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko from office, because Mike Sonko had failed in his duties, and that is the one who also campaigned for Mike Sonko. The question I want to ask you guys, is there any coincidence that yesterday Kuria was talking about Mike Sonko and his attacks on the president, and that today the president is taking responsibility for removing Mike Sonko? Is there coincidence? Because personally, I always believe that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. The message by Kuria was actually intended for one man, William Ruto. So today I want us to look at Kuria, his reaction to Mike Sonko's attacks on President Uhuru Kenyatta, and probably the message he is sending to the Deputy President William Ruto. But before we do all those, if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now back to the main issue. Mike Sonko has been on the neck of President Uhuru Kenyatta since he was impeached. And that's understandable. And indeed today, the Deputy Governor for Nairobi, Anne Kananu Mwenda, has actually taken over as the acting governor for Nairobi, which means the issue of Mike Sonko and Nairobi is done and dusted. And Mike Sonko is justified to attack President Uhuru Kenyatta. Today, if you take a walk to the wall of Facebook page of Mike Sonko and his Twitter handle, you'll be shocked. That wall has been turned into a campaign against President Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, Kenyans on Twitter, the famous court, baptized Mike Sonko as the new blogger in town. And indeed, Mike Sonko even made a post about that now he's a free man, he's now willing to be a blogger. So Mike Sonko has been on the neck of President Uhuru Kenyatta. But what surprised me was the reaction by Kuria. We all know that Kuria made a name for himself for attacking Raila Odinga. That's for a fact. And we also know that Kuria was actually a creation of President Uhuru Kenyatta. He has alluded to this severally. And apart from that, Kuria is the member of parliament for Gatundu South, representing President Uhuru Kenyatta in parliament. And we also know that Moses Kuria has also not been very lenient to the president. He's also been attacking the president. But what message was Moses Kuria trying to send to the Deputy President William Ruto? If you missed Moses Kuria's message or reaction to Makwiny Sonko, I want you to listen to it very closely. Listen closely to what Moses Kuria is trying to say before we proceed.
Ni kuhusu rafiki yangu moja ambaye chairman ametaja tulikuwa naye Bwana Sonko. Na unajua sisi tumeumia sana. Mtu yote ambaye amesimama na Deputy President. Mimi nilikuwa member wa budget committee huko bunge. Nikang'olewa sababu mimi ni rafiki ya William Ruto. Nilikuwa vice chair wa kamati ya barabara. Huyu Kenya kama angetaka barabara angekuja kwangu. Lakini ole wangu nilitimuliwa sababu mimi ni rafiki ya William Ruto. Watu wengi huko, Susan Kihika, Murkomen, walitimuliwa. Na tuko na machungu sababu hata sisi ni binadamu. Lakini nataka kumwambia Sonko, machungu yasikufikishe kutaja kama ile maneno unaambia rais. Hata kama tuko na machungu, mambo mengine unaachia Mungu. Kwa sababu kama ile maneno Sonko alitaja jana, mimi niko na watoto, rais yako na watoto. Watoto kusikia ati rais ni mtu anaweza kuua mtu. Hapo watoto watafurahia kweli? Hata wachana na sisi wanasiasa. Ako na watoto, ako na bibi, ako na mamake. Mimi sioni kama ni haki. Sababu hata mimi huambiwa sijui uliwa nani, hakuna kitu inakuudhi kama kuwekelewa jina kama hilo. Ati wewe unaweza kuua. Kwa hivyo mimi niwaambie Sonko, hata kama tuko na machungu, tafadhali tukue watu wa subira, watu wa kuvumilia, watu wa kunyenyekea. Na mimi sababu walisema sijui rais anaweza kuua nani, mimi Uhuru Kenyatta ambaye mimi namjua hata inzi hawezi kuua. Niko na tofauti na vile anaendesha serikali yake. But of all the things, you cannot call Uhuru Kenyatta a murderer. No. It is not right and it is not proper. Tunaweza kutofautiana. Unaweza kuwa na sera hii na hiyo ingine. Tuko na machungu, tulifukuzwa, tumefanyiwa dhambi mengi, lakini mambo ingine tunaachia Mungu. Na hata kama tuko na tofauti ya kisiasa, tukue watu wa heshima. So na wale watu ambao wanaenda na Sonko akisema hiyo maneno, nataka kuambia kwamba ukiona Sonko sio mtu wa kupeleka mikutano, ni mtu wa kupeleka hospitali. Sababu kuna kitu, unajua wengine wetu tuko na shock absorber. Tunaweza kuvumilia, lakini yeye kidogo nikimwangalia apelekwe hospitali kwanza, sio kupeleka umpatie microphone kwa siasa. Kwa hivyo hata wale watu wanampatia microphone wanakosea kuliko kupeleka mtu kama huyo hospitali. Mimi nikimshika Sonko nitampeleka pale Madhale, aangaliwe vizuri, halafu apone, halafu arudi tuendelee na maisha.
Now, in my considered opinion, that speech by Moses Kuria is intended for William Ruto. And it's not the first time. Remember, when the president was very angry with Isaac Mwaura, Moses Kuria also responded by warning Isaac Mwaura not to repeat the same, and that he knows that Isaac Mwaura is a good man and probably alikosea too, and he won't repeat. That's a known character in Moses Kuria. So what message is Moses Kuria trying to send to his deputy? In my view, 4 reasons. Number 1 is telling William Ruto that the attacks on President Uhuru Kenyatta is actually not serving our cause, and that they may be unpopular with the people of the larger Central Kenya region. The people of Central Kenya region have an issue with President Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, they have a bone to chew with the president. What is not clear is whether those issues can actually be addressed. The mere fact that today President Uhuru Kenyatta was in the stations, and the feedback is that the people listening to him shows you that Moses Kuria was actually right. That attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta, especially by people like Mike Sonko, who everybody knows so well, was actually made the governor for Nairobi. I've always maintained on this platform that Mike Sonko did not even qualify to be a governor in the first place. Were it not for the system, Mike Sonko would have not been cleared to contest for the presidency, because his records were clear that this man was indeed dead and buried. If you leave alone the questionable certificates he acquired. So Mike Sonko would not have been cleared to run. But because the president was the president of the Republic of Kenya, he was controlling the state machinery, Mike Sonko was cleared. So Moses Kuria is telling the deputy president, please, don't allow these people to continue attacking the president. It's not serving our political interest in that region. Number two, the second message is that he's telling Ruto to start vetting the kind of people he's allowing in his team. In fact, he was very clear that Mike Sonko should not be allowed to go to address the people, but instead should be taken to the hospital because akona akili yake is not very clear. So basically, that's the message he was telling the deputy president. Because remember, any other person who has disagreed with President Uhuru Kenyatta normally gets an easy accommodation in William Ruto's corner. So Moses Kuria is telling the deputy president, okay, we are desperate, we want the presidency, but please don't just allow every other person. Some of these people are actually a baggage. I hope the deputy president will listen to what Moses Kuria is trying to tell him. And probably Moses Kuria has also told him some of these issues in private. Remember, Moses Kuria chose to respond to Mike Sonko in public. Why was he doing that? Why was he responding to Mike Sonko in public? There are other avenues. He could have talked to the deputy president to warn him so that it doesn't repeat. But in my view, the message is clear. Moses Kuria is telling Ruto, you should not just accept every other person because they've disagreed with the president. Number three, I think Moses Kuria probably might not be a happy man. Personally, as an individual, he might not be a very happy man by the fact that these guys are disrespecting the president. The president comes from Gatundu South. Assuming the president will retire today and Moses Kuria will remain the member of parliament, even after 2022. You see, people will ask Moses Kuria why he never respected President Uhuru Kenyatta when the president was still in office. Because I know most Kikuyus who are now against the president will realize his importance after the next election. So Moses Kuria probably is not a very happy man by the way how these guys are actually abusing the president. So he's expressed it. And lastly, it could be a strategy for Moses Kuria. It could be a strategy for Moses Kuria to try to appeal to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember, Moses Kuria was one of the people who were hitting on the president so hard. But of late, Moses Kuria has changed a bit. His politics is he's been trying to avoid any confrontation with the president. So probably he's trying to use these attacks by these other leaders to appeal to the president and his handler so that he can be allowed back. Remember when Isaac Mwaura attacked the president, Moses Kuria responded. No, now it's Mike Sonko is also responding. So I think he was sending those 4 messages to the Deputy President William Ruto. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular matter. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.